Hey, okay, so here's the next part. Starting with the line, you're repeating her. Why am I trying to be different from the other hearing teachers? So you speak that, and then you sign, why did I have to bring you to an Italian restaurant to get you to talk to a hearing person? So we know the sign for why. Why did I have to, same as need, why did I have to bring you? Well, probably not bring, actually, let's do this. Like this is you and this is her, so y'all are walking together. So why did I have to bring you to an Italian, take an I and make a cross on your your forehead, Italian restaurant, so you take an R and you slide it on each side of your mouth, to get you to talk to a hearing person, let's do force, to force you, to get you to talk to a hearing person. I think we've done all those signs before, except for force and then person. So take a P and you're like drawing their shoulders and their body in the air like a person. Or you could do it without the P, but I feel like James would do it with the P because it's initialized. So all that to say, why did I have to bring you to an Italian restaurant to get you to talk to a hearing person? So you can leave out the word to, but I did it because it's kind of a habit sometimes when I'm transliterating, which is what we're doing. It's the exact English. Okay, the next part, she said, I don't need what you want to give me. I have a language that's just as good as yours. She's getting a little angry here. So you voice back, I don't need what I want to give you. You don't need what I want to give you. Your language is just as good as mine. So you're repeating what she's saying here. And then you jump in and say, among the deaf, Sarah. So she's probably going to come up with something for her line. And then you just start to sign this sign, which is like a bunch of people. These are all wiggly people fingers. And they're circulating. This is the sign for society, for a crowd of people running around together. So among the deaf, Sarah. And then whatever name sign we give her. I don't know yet, so just skip that part and we'll add it later. Okay, so the next part, random squirrel moment. Where's the garlic bread? So you voice, where's the garlic bread? And then you sign over there by the salad. So just point somewhere, wherever the table's gonna be set up, over there, and then the sign for near. So it starts in your chest and it goes towards it. It gets nearer to the other hand. Near the salad. This is salad. Think of like you're tossing the salad up in the air to mix it. Salad. Come on. Just motion to her, come on, I will show you. So I, and then show. So this is what it is and this would be directional. So if the salad's over here, you're going to take her from here and you're going to show her the salad there. If the salad's over here or over there, you're going to show her. It's directionally assigned. So that'll come when we get blocking. So where's the garlic bread? It's over there near the salad. Come on, I'll show you. They rise, go to the salad bar. He says, you take a plate and help yourself. So motion to her, just like wherever the plates are, you get a plate. The sign for plate is L's with it scrunched, and you're like making like the shape of a circle, the plate, as if it were in front of you on the table. So take a plate and then help. We've done this one before. Help yourself. So wherever she's at, this is her, and this is you, like yourself, you. So take a plate and help yourself. He watches, wouldn't you like to be able to function in the hearing world? So just get her attention and have that question. There's not really a sign for wouldn't you, it's just question like, would you like that? So wouldn't you like to be able to function? Take an F and you slide it back and forth on your non-dominant palm or arm. Function in the hearing, remember the circles, hearing. World is W's, and you take them on top of each other and then they circle and they bounce. So it makes like a globe shape world. So wouldn't you like to be able to function in a hearing world? She says no. Okay, no. I mean, be able to speak and lip read like Oren. So be like, no. The sign for I mean, take your hands and you flip it right here. Mean to be able to speak and lip read. So think of there's this person's eyes and they're circling around my mouth to read my lips, to watch them. Lip read, like, same as, like, O-R-I-N. And Oren will probably have a name sign, but we can spell it for now. So that line altogether is no, like, No, you don't say no. It's you saying it. You don't sign no. Sorry. I mean, be able to speak and lip read like Oren. She says, Oren. You're like, yeah. Sign for yes or yeah. And then she does a grotesque picture of him speaking and spitting. And you sign, oh no, Oren doesn't look like that. So just put your hands up. No. You got it wrong. You don't have to say like, O-H, no. Like, that's silly. Just conversational. Like, no. Oren doesn't, the sign for not, doesn't look. The sign for look is drawing a circle around your face. Look like that. You just keep this hand shape. That is same as this, but you can, instead of here, you can direct it towards her face because she's the one making the expressions that you're saying is not like Oren. So, like, no. Oren doesn't look like that. She says Lydia. And you say, you could spell Lydia, but you're voicing for her right after that, so you probably don't have to. So just say, Lydia doesn't look like that either. Or even just do same. You could be like, Lydia doesn't look like that either. Because you just signed that already. People who are born deaf look like that sometimes. So people, take a P. P's are typically this way, but we're going to lift them up this time. And you circle them. So one circle. You do it at the same time. People. It's kind of funny looking. People who are born. So think of, this is a quite literal sign. This is the woman's body. This is the baby's head popping out. So there's that. People who are born deaf look like that, what she just did, sometimes. So sometimes it's like every once in a while. Think of it, it's based on the sign hour that we've done before, but it's just kind of flicked like every once in a while. So people who are born deaf look like that sometimes, and you can kind of emphasize the sometimes. My chair is messing up. Okay. She says always, and you say always. Here comes the big chunk of it. Okay. So I read this as kind of sarcastic, so change or feel free to do it to yourself, different way if you want. But he's like, lesson number 1 in grad school. Very difficult to teach someone born deaf like you to speak and lip read because you've never heard the sound of a human voice. Kind of like, yeah, I know this. I know you've heard it as well. Kind of like the elephant in the room, like obviously, but he keeps going. So once you practice this, obviously speed will come later, but practice it with a little bit of like blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. Unless you read it differently, and then we can change the signs. But that's how I'm interpreting it right now. So, and he's like, oh, yes, I know. So the O, I think we've done this before. It's just like, oh, yes, kind of like sarcastic, like, oh, I see. Yeah, I know. And then lesson, the sign for lesson. Think of it as like this is a paper, and these are the lines of the lesson, like this line, this line, this line. So lesson number, sign for number, you take an O, you scrunch it, and then you rotate it back and forth, number. So lesson number 1 in grad school. Grad school is your left hand palm this way, your right hand making a V, and you put it right here, and you bounce it. Grad school. So kind of like the sign for school, but this is a formal version of school, grad school. Very difficult to teach someone. So very is the same as true or really. Very difficult. So take your V's, scrunch them, place the right hand on top, and you're going to touch it and then brush it off. Difficult or tough or challenging or hard, all of those. So very difficult to teach. I don't know if we've learned this for teacher. To teach someone, this is just a person, we don't know who, someone born deaf like you to speak. You can do and, the sign for and here if you want, and lip read. Because, take your finger and scrunch it across. Because you've never heard, the sign for never, take a B, and you make a 7 in the air with it. So right down at an angle. Because you've never heard, the sign for here or to here, heard the sound. Sometimes you'll see it with 2 hands. You touch your ear and then like think of the like waves of the sound waves coming out of your ear. The sound of a human. So human is you take the letter H, you touch it to your shoulders, and you go down to your waist. Human. Voice. with a V. So think of it coming out from your throat. Don't flip them off this way. Make sure it's a V. It's clearly a V. Okay, so all that sentence is very difficult to teach someone born deaf like you to speak and lip read because you never heard the sound of a human voice. Okay, you know that already. But it can be done. So but it can be done. So it can happen. You know the sound can already. And then happen is palms up, and then you just flip them over, happen. Sarah looks away, James gets her attention. So the getting her attention, just wave at her, motion, you know, something. I mean it. Or you could even do, I wouldn't do mean. This is more like define. Sorry, that was my fault. I mean it would be like seriously. I mean it. So just say I mean it, but do the sign for seriously. Sometimes you'll say it with one hand or without the thumb. So you take it on your chin and you just twist it like you're emphasizing. Seriously, I mean it. What's more exciting than something truly difficult? So what's more, time for more exciting, middle fingers, like the sign for feel, but this one is multiplied. More exciting than, the sign for than, so take your hand here and slap it down, than something, we already know that sign. Truly, really, truly difficult, we already know that sign. So what's more exciting than something truly difficult? And then the next part, sure, it's easier for Oren and Lydia. I think you're gonna have to spell these now that we're reintroducing them. Or just use our name signs whenever we get to that point. But that's probably something we need to involve the deaf people in. So, sure. It's also the sign for sure. Really, true. That's a lot of signs. I didn't realize that. So, sure, it's easier. So the sign for easy is you take your hands like this and you kind of brush it, like no big deal, like easy. And then the ER part goes up with your thumb. Easier. Same like better, same concept, easier. So sure, it's easier for Oren and Lydia, we'll get to that, because they, just point, or them two, they can hear a little bit. So a little bit is just take your finger, like an opposite of a snap, kind of, and go out a little bit. And then, all right, look. I get her attention again, or look at me. Like if she happens to look away, that's more of a blocking thing. Like eyes, look at me. Look, you and I can start, we know it's time for start, with lip reading. And then the part, what do you say? Just kind of like, what do you say? Like waiting for an answer, or what do you think? That can be like an actor's choice for something later. So let me do that part. But it can be done. Like, I mean it. What's more exciting than something truly difficult? Sure, it's easier for Oren and Lydia because they can hear a little bit. All right, look, you and I can start with lip reading. What do you say? I think I skipped all right. I didn't skip it, but I didn't teach it to you. Left palm up, right goes this way, and it just scoops up. All right. Don't know why. Can't help you with that one. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. And let me know. Thanks.